they counted their rosaries and rushed forth to seize the powder and the caissons of the Republican artillery. Later, Delbert demanded powder from the English, if they had wounded men among them. At the approach of the enemy, they concealed these in the grain fields or among the firs, and went back in search of them when the fight was ended. They had no uniforms, their garments were torn to bits. Peasants and nobles wrapped themselves in any rags they could find.
North Texas,
Roger Moulinier,
August 9th in the morning.
Taken from the wardrobe.
Well, we found a place to spend the night. We're in Colorado, up from Denver. So many things that I'd forgotten about. These tall trees. Doggie's so happy. He's already found a chipmunk, looks like. There's little land gophers all around here. We got a little water pump. And one neighbor in an RV, so there shouldn't be any trouble. RVers are pretty keep to themselves kind of people. So, more later. So some national forest road, it's a fee area, so we have to go pay whatever fee, but whatever it is, it's worth it. Doggie's so happy here. And of course so are the two humans.
No, what?
No, I just said the humans are happy.
Oh.
Taking a hike. Look, we've come upon some lovely aspen. I haven't seen aspen for so long. They're not trembling today, there's no wind. We found a trailhead. And we're going to see where it goes. I guess we're in the Mount Evans Wilderness. It says we have to fill out a permit. Sorry, puppy. Hang on a second. Doggie hasn't stopped pulling yet. Barbara says the campground was at 9,000 feet or more, so we're 95 now, approaching 10. It's so wonderful for us to experience the cold when you're in the shade and the intense heat when you're in the sun. It goes between 80 and 60. Just from one moment to the next. I might try to get the sign we passed when we came in. It said Evans something wilderness, no hang gliders. So maybe that's our problem back here. Too many hang gliders on the trail. We found a little water for the dog. You gonna lay down? Yes, come on. What are you gonna do? Probably lay down in there.
I bet it's a little colder than
I bet it's cold. Yep, gonna lay down anyway. Nice. I would have done the same thing. He's right down too. That's great. You're shading his eyes now. That's so nice. Give him every comfort we can think of. Yep, cough, cough. We're having a lovely day. Meeting some old friends. The aspens, I saw apple tree down below today. We saw purslane, we saw bluebell, yarrow, all our best friends that we'd forgotten we had. So we've walked up an hour. Got a little break. We're just here to get used to where we are again. Dougie's not used to all day walking, so we don't want to get him worn out for the next 3 days. So it's already 4 in the afternoon, maybe 5, so we'll go back down and make a coffee and enjoy our little place. I'm so impressed by the color of these aspens. It's just so beautiful to see the greenish yellow shining in the forest. Okay, puppy?
We're going back.
So, I guess we're going back down. You don't care, as long as we keep moving. Okay, see you at the bottom. So we got back from our walk, thinking about putting the tent up. You know, I realize some people don't know how to camp. Some people haven't camped. One of the most important things to do when you are up high and you've walked and you come back warm is that you've got to change out of your hiking clothes into your night clothes, your sleeping clothes, your wool socks that are dry and your if it's really getting to be evening, you have to put your long johns on, even when you're warm and it doesn't seem right, because if you wait, you're going to get cold, and you don't want to change clothes when you're cold. Change them when you're warm. So anyway, we're going to sit and have a snack and enjoy the afternoon. Doggie's loving the squirrels that are playing with him. Get a freestanding tent if you can. You never know what surface you're going to be on. This would take stakes very well, but many times either you're in a hurry or you're in a hard ground place and you can't put stakes in it. It's so nice to have a tent that will stand up by itself. And throw your bags in right away so they can start to puff up. They've been compressed the whole trip, so open them up and let them air out so they get all nice and comfy. You can sit on your pads for a while. When you're having your evening coffee, you can sit on your pads to take the chill out of the stone bench. It was our first night, so we had some restaurant leftovers for dinner. And those things are all, of course, stored in the car now or thrown out so the bears won't get them at the night time. I advise highly against cooking meats at campgrounds or cooking eggs for breakfast. Just bring dry goods and things that can be heated with water. So much more convenient. What a place we're in. It's just so great. I'm looking really quite up, straight up. We put Doggy in the tent because it's so many mosquitoes, and we can protect ourselves, but it's hard for him to protect himself. The mosquitoes know just what to do. They dig into his little feet. We've got books to read, so we're going to start reading. It's about 7:30, and instead of going to bed, we're going to try to stay up and read something. So it's about 7. We were up at 6:30 or so. The sun was just hitting that mountain over there, 6:30. We walked up the rocky hill here, and it's beautiful, just to get ourselves warmed up. This is August, the middle of August, but the car was frozen this morning. Frost all over it. Doggy was very happy. This is what he loves, this cold campsite. We're making our favorite morning breakfast, just as something to do, and then we may even make some kind of grain. Don't bring anything fancy out here. Anything tastes good in the mountains. Well, Barbara says we're at 9,500 feet. And it's really cold. You've got to heat your cups first with the first boiling water. So it's kind of complicated how to efficiently make coffee and breakfast. You need a lid to cover your grounds while you pass the thing from one cup to the other. The cups have to be warmed in the first place. And then when the coffee's done, you don't want to give up the boiling water, so you add your oats and stir, and then when the oats are done, you can throw in your fruits or your dried fruits. All with one burner. So when you're done with your little 2-course meal here, you've got to add water to the pan and then scrape it out and then take it. I would think drinking it is more appropriate than dumping it, but so the next time you come along to make coffee or something, your pan is reasonably clean. Coffee's great because if there were flakes of oats left, the coffee filter would pick them up before the flakes went into the drink. So we're wrapping up and getting ready for our first hike. We've been walking about an hour and a half. Doggy's pretty happy and hot, so we found him this lovely river. He wanted to go right in it, so I put a strong harness on him and I'm holding him back. We're at probably 10,000 maybe, a little more. These trembling aspens are so amazing. They just reflect the light. Especially from a distance, it looks like flags, or I don't know what you might say. I got Doggy to rest here. I'm bringing a dog. Of course it's a lot of work, but a dog tells you what to look at. A dog tells you what's important. He's watching something right now over here. I don't know what it is, but he says it's important. We always take his harness off when we rest so he can relax like we are. This is pretty thick here, so we're making sounds. So the bears knows we're coming. It's terrible to sneak up on the bear. They don't like it. That hillside over there is aspen and pine. The aspens look like grasses from a distance. Very cool. This is great. We haven't had to give him any of our water because we've had to cross this stream maybe 5 times. That harness is very handy. He went across once and I had to yank him to get him across right. It's wonderful to not be connected by the neck, but to be connected by the whole body. We're probably at 11,000 now. There's a tree mountain over there. We don't get to use the word tree very often. Okay, I'm getting ready for lunch here pretty soon. We had lunch over there in that lovely spot under the trees. These little streams are all at different heights. It's almost like beavers made little dams, but there's no sign of beaver. Just something that happened.
You could do this on the top.
There's that scree peak back there. Very cool. I'll try to zoom in for a second. Anyway, we did a good 4 hours up. We're gonna go back down and take a nap. It's only our first day out, so we're gonna take it easy. I was wrong about the beaver. This is beaver cut probably last year. These are aspen. They love aspens, cottonwoods. You can see there's no, that's not a saw cut, that's tooth. So these little ponds, Barbara called them stairway ponds, stair-step ponds. Those are them beavers. Anyway, cool. On our way up, there weren't bites on this fungus. Just to show you how big this is, my hand is there. Someone chewed a little bite out of it. Must be the local squirrel. This is my view all day. He's just pulling up or down, pull. It's great to know that he's been sleeping 20 hours a day for the last 6 months, and he can still get out here and walk 8 hours a day without any trouble. It's wonderful.